I thought I would take this rare opportunity to talk on here while I'm halfway ready, since it seems to not happen very much anymore. Since I try to go to church with my mask and sit in the very back. I feel like I've aged like 20 years in the past few months. So I've officially been to 4 specialists now. Infectious disease, kind of washed their hands of me. They did some tests and they ruled out bacterial infection and fungal infection. And so that, so they were like, we're good, it's not that. And then the GI doctor ruled out any esophageal issues. He got me in. He's amazing. He got me in like at the end of his day because he's awesome. And he checked down my esophagus and it was clear there was no acid reflux, nothing wrong. And so he actually lit a fire under the pulmonologist to look into my lungs and down my trach and in the vocal cords. And so I got a call the very next day and they were like, okay, we're going to put you on our schedule for, what was it called, Darren? A bronchoscope. And so they added me at the beginning of his day. He was very anxious about that. He was in a big hurry. I've never seen a doctor stand at the door and pace back and forth. They had me breathe this nebulizer that numbed my trach all the way down. And then they gave me Versed, so I was out before I even got to the surgery, to the procedure room. So I haven't heard back on that. That was that Friday morning? And then I had a pulmonary panel done, which is like this thing where they like have you do all this different kind of breathing. You have to hold your breath. And I always pray really hard that I won't cough because I'm always coughing, especially if you have to hold your breath or breathe really fast. And so I was really lucky because I made it through most of it without coughing. And the lady was super sweet and she listened to all my complaining and all my angst about not getting any answers to any of this. And so far we still have no answers. They always look at me like, we don't know what's wrong with you. And so I've had to give like, this is really gross, but I've had to give like 4 mucus samples because they keep testing it and then it's not one thing, so then they have to do another test to see. Everything comes back negative, so it's the craziest thing. I've had to resort to the Ambien to sleep, but I don't want to depend on it, so I kind of mix it up. Sometimes I try Benadryl, sometimes I try NyQuil, whatever will kind of help me breathe through the night, because my problem is I can't really breathe. I mean, last time I had to go after the bronchoscope, I have severe bloating, which was really scary because that's what my neighbor has, and she just got put on a hospice. That was the text message I got in the last video. So she, but mine doesn't cause nausea, so the doctors didn't seem super concerned, but my GI doctor just said, go into the ER to rule out that it's not a liver issue because my liver enzymes are elevated. And so we did, and they took a CT scan. They thought there were some traces of pneumonia and a bronchitis still, but they didn't know, and they didn't like really expound on that. They just said that there wasn't fluid from my liver on my abdomen, that it was just sluggish bowels. I know, because you all need to know that. But there's so many miracles, because every time I talk to people, they're like, it's the holidays. Like, really, most people are like, oh, we're booked out till the end of January. But miraculously, Heavenly Father has stepped in, and he's been so good to me and made all these tests and procedures just like keep happening. So I'm holding out for one more test, and it's a CT scan of my sinuses, and the ENT was pretty sure it would be positive for something abnormal. And so I'm hoping once this is all collected, we get some answers. This week we made sure my records have been sent out of the Mayo Clinic. So if that becomes our next option, then we can go there. But we have been abundantly blessed. I have been really sick, but my sister had called in a favor. She called her family and her friends, and her mother-in-law had a special fast and prayers. And the next day I got up and I went for a walk, which hasn't happened for a long time. And I had the energy to go with the kids to do their buddy shopping. They draw names for Christmas at them, and they get to buy each other gifts, and then they get to open them on the 23rd. And I was able to go and I do all of that and have the energy to do it. And I know that is from the praying and the fasting. So thank you. Thank you for thinking of me, for praying for me. Sorry I sound so congested. I do feel like it's a little bit better here, but still, we wait for answers, and it's okay. That's part of the journey. We just we wait on the Lord, and he helps us and he carries us through it. And sometimes we're not as patient as we need to be. So I will continue to try and be patient.